cardiovascular disease, cancer, and diabetes. It can also minimize depression and anxiety symptoms. However, even with all these benefits on moving your body, many still are physically inactive. 1 in 4 adults has not met the global recommended levels of physical activity. If the global population was more proactive, up to 5 million deaths could have been avoided annually. Inactive people risk 20 to 30% higher death rates than those who are active. So start today. Take your first step to become physically active and reap the benefits. To learn how you can become more physically active, visit the WHO's website on physical activity.
SSC to drive Sarawak's STEM development agenda, empowering scientific literacy. MIRI unplugged crypto miners. Those are the headlines for tonight. I'm Lorenzo Isaac and this is TVS Nightline. Sarawak Science Centre SSC project will bring numerous benefits to Sarawak, amplifying Sarawak's STEM development agenda, as well as shaping the state's youth into individuals who are well-versed with science and technology, which will also pilot Sarawak's development as a whole. Education, Innovation and Talent Development Minister Dato Sri Roland Saghawi said the project is expected to finish in 2024 and its location will be announced to the public in the future. Roland reiterated that the project was the aspiration of the Premier of Sarawak, Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, to equip Sarawakians with high knowledge in science and technology.
The Sarawak Science Centre will play an instrumental role in providing an informal learning platform. It's different from the school ones, and nurturing scientific literacy among the public in Sarawak. So it's not just meant for children, but also for the general public. The Science Centre will provide the students and the public with immersive, interactive, fun exhibit. That's where it makes it more interesting.
SSC will be a centre for direct learning that is different from the system practiced in schools. Roland added that the state government will organise a master plan workshop for SSC Phase 4 and 5 to be attended by several delegations and professionals in the industry this coming Tuesday. One of the delegations expected to attend the workshop is the A-team from the Singapore Science Centre. Being the oldest science centre in the region with over 45 years of experience, the delegation is expected to mentor Sarawak.
I would call the Singapore Science Centre our big brother, who will be helping us in the development of our science centre. Mind you, they have 45 years experience.
He explained that the organisation of the workshop is crucial to obtain views and ideas from the industry practitioners to improve and ease the implementation of the project. The Master Plan workshop is the first to be conducted face-to-face, featuring a lineup of facilitators from Singapore's Science Centre, led by Chief Executive Association Professor Dr. Lim Tit Mang. A cryptocurrency mining activity caused a power trip in residential area in MIRI. Complaints of the power outage from residents prompted Sarawak Energy Berhad SCB to conduct an investigation, which led them to a rented house at Jalan G4, where the illegal activities took place.
It was found that the cause of the outage was a burnt cable caused by a system overload. Further investigation revealed that one of the houses in the area was consuming an unusually high amount of electricity, which raised suspicion of electricity theft. A joint inspection with the police uncovered 30 units of mining rigs and other equipment used to mine cryptocurrency, including evidence of meter tampering. SEB also found that previous billing records of the tenant was unreasonably low of around 50 to 60 ringgit per month, as most of the consumed electricity was unrecorded. SEB said it is estimated to have incurred losses of 11,400 ringgit per month, or 410,400 ringgit over 3 years in unregistered electricity consumption in this particular case. All cryptocurrency mining rigs, equipment, direct tapping bills, and electricity meter were dismantled and seized by the police. The landlord was also called to witness the seizure of items. Electricity theft is a criminal offense under Section 33(5) of the Electricity Ordinance, which carries a penalty of up to 100,000 ringgit and/or 5 years in jail if found guilty. SEB warned that non-standard fuses and illegal wiring connections commonly used in electricity theft can easily overload the electrical system capacity, thus increasing the risk of short circuits, damaging appliances, causing fires, and even death. To report any suspicious activities related to electricity theft, members of the public can contact Sarawak Energy's Customer Care Center at the hotline shown.
A man was arrested by the police as it was believed that he had raped his sister's 14-year-old daughter. A team of police from Simunjan District Police Headquarters was picked up at Kampong Tanjong Harapan in Simunjan.
Simunjan District Acting Chief of Police Assistant Superintendent Ho Chin Ludu said that the police acted after receiving a report from the victim's mother, who was also the suspect's uncle, about 6:29 a.m. The victim was allegedly raped from the age of 12 from 2020 to 2022. The suspect also admitted of raping the child for the last 2 years. The 38-year-old suspect was remanded from April 26 to May 3, 2022 to assist in the investigation. Meanwhile, the case is being investigated under Section 376B of the Penal Code, which states for imprisonment of not less than 10 years and a maximum of 30 years, and is also imposed to whipping.
Now police have reclassified the violent brawl that erupted at an entry along Jalan Matang as murder following the passing of 30-year-old Goh Kia Wihi. Goh was one of the victims succumbed to his injuries at Sarawak General Hospital, SGH, on Monday, April 25th at 10 p.m. He left behind his wife and a child.
Thank you, Studio. Now, according to Padawan Police Chief Superintendent Abang Zainal Abidin Abang Ahmad, the case was reclassified under Section 302 of the Penal Code, where upon conviction will carry a mandatory death penalty. Now, previously, the case was investigated under Section 148 of the Penal Code for riot. And for your information, the brawl, which was caused by a dispute between siblings who run a business together, have also injured 2 other victims who are in their 20s and 40s. Now, currently, police have arrested 16 suspects aged between 19 to 45 years old to facilitate in the investigation of the case. And Abang Zainal also hopes that more witnesses, more members of the public who saw the incident when it happened to come forward to assist in the investigation of the case. Muhammad Yusuf for TVS. Back to the studio.
The Court of Appeal has fixed May 11 for case management of Sam Keting's appeal for reckless driving that killed 8 teenagers on basikal lajak or modified bicycles in 2017. She succeeded in obtaining leave to appeal the High Court decision on April 18, with the Court of Appeal also allowing a stay on her sentence pending the disposal of her appeal.
Her lawyer, Muhammad Faisal Mokhtar, confirmed with the press that the case management would be held on May 11th via the Zoom platform. A check on the website of the Chief Registrar of the Federal Court of Malaysia also showed that case management would be held before Senior Deputy Registrar Muhammad Khairi Harun via video conference at 9 a.m. on May 11th. It was earlier reported that she is appealing on 6 questions of law over her conviction by the High Court. Sam had earlier been acquitted twice by the Magistrates Court before the High Court found her guilty. Justice Abu Bakar Qatar had ruled that the magistrate had erred in accepting Sam's defense. The incident took place at Jalan Lingkaran Dalam, Johor Bahru at 3:20 a.m. on February 18, 2017.
Coming up right after the break, a glimpse towards Sarawak digitalization. Nestle Malaysia posts higher Q1 net profit, Al-Quran in Braille, right here on TVS Nightline. Stay tuned.
Anda nak tahu apa yang terjadi dalam sejahtera Asia musim yang terbaru?
Lebih rancak, lebih meriah.
Lebih menarik, lebih informatif. Lebih banyak program baharu dan menarik.
Nak belajar? Nak tahu tempat menarik? Nak apa lagi?
Saya di sini lagi rancak berjalan. Saksikan Sejahtera Asia musim yang baru bersiaran setiap hari jam 7.30 pagi.
Welcome back. With the escalating growth of technology, Sarawak has realized the importance of transformation in the digital economy. Additionally, our very own local Sarawakian has also captured that vision and is working closely with the Sarawak government in achieving those goals. Moika Shimizu has the details.
Many may not have realized it, but there's actually a difference between needs and necessities. Now, as we continue to immerse ourselves in technology advancements and spend longer hours on our devices in the bid to make daily endeavors, D-Bazaar is here to help. D-Bazaar is Sarawak's very own local super app, aiming to uplift the community through digital transformation.
With that, we actually have been going out, reaching out to the local community. We just finished last Sunday with a joint workshop with JCI, where we launched this business recovery program. We're out there to reach out to the merchants and help them during this tough time, especially post-pandemic time. We just finished a tour, going out to Cebu, to Bintulu, to MIRI, where we talk to the local YBs and share about our digital economy initiative, how we can help the local businesses transforming their business.
D-Bazaar, a social enterprise in partnership with Science and SPay Global, was launched by the Premier of Sarawak, Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, on November 11, 2021. As such, D-Bazaar not only allows customers to save and enjoy the benefits of the digital economy, but business owners as well as the public are also able to sign up and use the platform to earn money.
Everybody can make money online through our user, which is our consumer ecosystem. And the second initiative was our merchant ecosystem, where all our merchants can build a pandemic or crisis-proof business. If there's one coming up again, hopefully there's no more pandemic coming up. Lastly, we have this affiliate ecosystem where our young people. They are interested in setting up their own digital entrepreneurship.
Meanwhile, as the country is now in the endemic transition phase, many businesses are physically in operation. With the Ramadan Bazaar making its comeback after a 2-year hiatus, not only are people able to go to the physical bazaar, some prefer to order in the comfort of their own homes via the bazaar.
I would personally prefer to order via the bazaar because it's much more convenient. I don't have to queue up and go through the hassle of going through the crowds just to get a piece of kueh. So I prefer to use the bazaar. Not much apps have gone or have created the bazaar Ramadan kind of thing, whereas we have tried to do that. So pretty much we're the first one here in East Malaysia to do that. So I think we were going on the right track.
The D-Bazaar Super App ranges with various different functions customers can choose from. This includes the scan and pay, dine-in, delivery, and the pickup feature. Ko said that due to the festive season, there has been a spike in orders from supermarkets, petrol stations, and many F&B outlets.
So we saw a spike in that. And of course, the delivery, at the same time, we also see some increases in orders.
Currently, D-Bazaar is working on a kampong to kitchen initiative to help locals in the rural areas to understand the importance of digital transformation. With the help of the local government, Ko said that they are planning to extend this enterprise to West Malaysia by the end of this year and globally in the years to come. He also encouraged the public to take advantage of the application as there are many promotions and discounts available, including Hebat 88, where customers will get 88% off with no minimum purchase, and DB50, where customers will receive 50% off with a minimum spend of just 5 ringgit.
Apps and take advantage of what D-Bazaar is offering during this festive season. D-Bazaar again is not for you to save money. D-Bazaar is also for you to earn money. When you share our promotions, D-Bazaar actually pays you for your friends and family spending when they use it in D-Bazaar.
There you have heard it from the founder and customer of the bazaar that has indeed brought a new perspective of the possibilities and perks of digitalization. Now, this is just a taste of what digital transformation is going to be like in Sarawak. My name is Moika Shimizu with videographer Muhammad Rafiq for TVS.
Despite the impact of increased commodity prices and the one-off prosperity tax, Nestle Malaysia Berhad recorded a higher net profit of 205.18 million ringgit in the first quarter ended March 31st, 2022, from 175.16 million ringgit in the same period last year. On top of that, revenue also improved to 1.69 billion ringgit from 1.45 billion ringgit previously, marking its 110th year in Malaysia. The better turnover was driven by both higher domestic and export sales, which grew 14.9% and 25.3% respectively. Strong performance in both the core food and beverage F&B business and the out-of-home business under Nestle Professional, benefiting from the increased mobility and reopening of hotel, restaurant and cafe channels post-lockdown. Meanwhile, on current year prospects, the group is confident about sustaining growth momentum across the year, even if it sees growth leveling down from current high levels in the coming quarters. The group said the year 2022 is a year of solid growth in the top line and some pressure on the bottom line. However, the company remained committed in balancing the tensions on the cost value chain with internal efficiencies and moderate price increases. Despite the foreseeable hurdles, the company said it aims to continue leveraging all possible opportunities to drive another year of solid and resilient results, while making meaningful progress in the environmental, social and governance ESG space to contribute to Malaysia's sustainable progress. Minister in the Prime Minister's Department Religious Affairs, Dato' Idris Ahmad, said the Mashaf Al-Quran Braille, Malaysia MQBM Braille Quran, is published for the convenience of visually impaired Muslims to read the holy book that complies with the knowledge of sound, dab, and the Uthmani writing style razam of the Quran.
He said the MQBM was different from the old version of the Braille Quran, which did not comply with the Mus'haf in Razam Uthmani in terms of the Waqf, the rules of stopping when reading the Quran, and the Jews section transition. Idris said the MQBM publication was a cooperation between the Malaysian Islamic Development Department, JAKIM, and the Association of Blind Muslims Malaysia, PERTIS. PERTIS was given the right to print the first 1,000 copies of the Mus'haf to be distributed to the visually impaired individuals in the country for free.
Malaysia will put up an aggressive fight against foreign pressures on palm oil and provide all the relevant evidence to counter the attacks, said Plantation Industries and Commodities Minister Dato' Zuraida Kamaruddin. In a statement today, the minister urged Malaysians to work together with the ministry to address the anti-palm oil propaganda by Western countries, which was clearly aimed at bringing down the country's palm oil industry.
Zuraida asserted that as much as Malaysia and Indonesia, which are the world's two largest palm oil producers, harbor no intention to make enemies, it is obviously high time for the palm oil industry to take a more proactive and aggressive stance to dispel baseless claims by powerful competitors that champion other types of edible vegetable oils. The European Union Parliament had voted for palm oil-based biofuels to be banned entirely by 2021. In contrast, other crop-based biofuels will be capped at 7% and enjoy a gradual reduction to 3.8% by 2030, following EU's belief that oil palm cultivation is responsible for deforestation. Another trade ban that has often affected Malaysian palm oil export is the U.S. Customs and Border Protection curtailing palm oil import into the world's largest economy based on forced labor allegations. Zuraida pointed out that unfair attacks and new allegations continue to discredit the commodity and pursue the industry's downfall amid existing legislation and certification standards to ensure labor rights are protected, or the very fact that oil palm cultivation occupies only 0.31% of the global 5 billion hectares of agricultural land. Zuraida said the ministry was seeking for meetings with the US and the EU by July this year to set the record straight on forced labor allegations while addressing the fallout from withhold release orders issued by the US to FGV Holdings and Sun Plantation Berhad in 2020.
Dan My Preview.
Saat ini yang menakutkan kita semua. Dunia seakan hilang, kosong. Detik seakan berlalu. Semua ini berlaku. Sekelip mata. Jika detik ini kembali.
Abang, nak tengok dummy bakar?
Kerana benda kecil, kita hilang yang besar. Keceriaan kembali terukir bila kita fahami keselamatan. Ianya tidak mahal, tetapi bernilai. Hidup bukan hanya tentang diri kita, tapi tindakan kita mampu mengubah dari apa yang terjadi.
Saksikan Kayo-Kayo Weekend setiap Jumaat jam 7.15 malam hanya di TVS saluran 122 Astro dan My Freeview.
Now on to some global affairs. 3/4 of Beijing's 22 million people began lining up for COVID-19 tests on Tuesday as authorities in the Chinese capital raced to stamp out an outbreak and avert the kind of citywide lockdown that has shrouded Shanghai for a month. Beijing residents also began stocking up on food and supplies on worries of any sudden localized lockdowns as frustrations with tough curbs continues to mount in Shanghai, the Chinese financial and commercial hub that is home to 25 million people.
Videos on social media show people leaning out of Shanghai windows to beat pots and pans in anger or play Do You Hear the People Sing, a protest anthem from the musical Les Miserables, on flutes and trumpets. Trying to avoid a similar fate by acting early, Beijing began mass tests of 3.5 million people in its most populous district, Chaoyang, on Monday. By the end of the day, authorities listed 10 other districts and 1 economic development zone for mandatory tests this week, covering a total of 20 million people and ordering 16 million for tests on Tuesday. Beijing recorded 33 new COVID cases for April 25th, up from 19 the day before, with no deaths reported so far in the outbreak. The total caseload is minuscule compared with hundreds of thousands in Shanghai. Shanghai reported 52 new COVID deaths on Tuesday, up from 51 the day before. That takes the official death toll to 190, all reported from April 17 onwards, although many residents have said relatives or friends died after catching COVID-19 as early as March, casting doubt over the statistics.
Billionaire and Tesla CEO Elon Musk has successfully acquired Twitter at $54.20 a share, valuing the social media platform at $44 billion. Twitter's independent board chair, Brad Taylor, said the Twitter board conducted a thoughtful and comprehensive process to assess Elon's proposal with a deliberate focus on value, certainty, and financing before accepting the bid.
According to Brett, the proposed transaction will deliver a substantial cash premium and is the best path forward for Twitter stakeholders. The company said that the transaction was unanimously approved by the board and might likely close this year following shareholder and regulatory approval and the satisfaction of other customary closing conditions, adding that it's not a done deal until the matters are resolved. Musk has been vocal against Twitter's moderation of free speech, which saw the suspension of the account of former U.S. President's personal Twitter account. He said that even his worst critiques will remain on Twitter because that is what free speech means. When the deal is completed, Twitter will officially be a privately held company. Twitter is now the highest tech acquisition company at $44 billion, followed by Slack at $28 billion and LinkedIn at $26 billion.
And that feature concludes TVS Nightline for tonight. For recurring updates, do follow us on our TVS official Facebook page and also on our headlining stories on our website at TVSTVMY. Here with me, Lorenzo Isaac, and I'll see you next time. Have a good night.